Greetings, folks. Joseph Kursky here, geographer with you. Let's talk about and illustrate what a geographer takes photographs of. What a geographer takes photographs of. Maybe a more appropriate question is, what do geographers not take photographs of? Because geographers are incredibly curious people. If you are thinking about becoming a geographer, ask questions about why does the landscape look the way it does? What effect does scale have? What effect does past land use have, such as mining and other uses have on the landscape, or modern recreational uses? Why have we modified the landscape in such ways? What benefits? What are the costs? There's costs and benefits. There's trade-offs. Geography is all about asking questions about the world as it was, as it is, and what it could be. So helping to plan for a more sustainable, enjoyable, happier, healthier future. That is what geography is all about, building a better world. So photographs help us to understand, but more importantly, being on the landscape, taking those photographs, not just walking up to a place and getting out there on foot and whatever devices you need in your shoes to keep moving, but looking at the landscape with a spatial, holistic perspective is critical to being a geographer. Here is the easternmost first sunrise in the world in the eastern part of New Zealand, Jefferson Memorial, Washington, D.C. Be happy on Lake Michigan there at Northwestern University, one of my campus visits. An old jailhouse in South Dakota. Why was it there? What is it like now? Foothills of Front Range, Colorado, another one. What impact does population growth have on an ecosystem, on a community, on its values, on people's perceptions, and the way they modify the landscape? All of these are geographic questions, and we need the geographic perspective to solve critical 21st century issues of climate, equity, hazards, population change, water, energy, etc. All of the fundamental health, all the fundamental issues of our time are tied to spatial thinking and the application of geography and geographic tools such as remote sensing, GPS, global navigation satellite systems, geographic information systems, web mapping tools, etc., to plan for a more healthy, happier, sustainable future. One of my campus visits, Colorado Mesa University, Grand Junction, Colorado, view out the library window. Geographers are very interested in perspectives, sunrises, sunsets, shadows. The Grand Mesa, how was that formed? Why is it sitting so high above the valley? Architecture, geodesign, all of that, giving presentations, all of that is important to geographers. Historical hotels and other buildings, industrial, commercial, residential buildings, and even at the small, scale, which is a large scale actually to geographers, but more about that later. But small objects to large objects, all the way from mountain ranges to individual sandwiches to doorknobs. That's all fascinating. It's all about patterns, relationships, and trends to a geographer. Here are some scenes of Toronto, so you can see what kinds of things I photograph when I'm on work trips and also for fun. For geographers, it's all fun in some ways because we're all about asking questions, gathering data, assessing that data, analyzing that data, and making smarter decisions. And that leads to additional questions. Thanks.